Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having a water and I'll be reviewing Tea with the Minotaur by Adrienne Hiatt. This is a book I received as an ARC, but of course I'm going to give my honest opinion. These are the tropes and these are the content warnings. I will say the last two I put in myself, just to make you aware of when you read this book. I will say this is a cozy fantasy, so it's not high stakes or anything like super exciting. It's just a very cozy read. There is no romance and there is no spice, but again, it was a very nice book. I did enjoy it. I did give it 3.75, and I'll get more into that later on. So first, what's this book about? So this book is about a minotaur by the name of Mahika. If I got that wrong, I do apologize. And he is very different from those in his clan of other minotaurs and his family. He is very quiet. He's described as neurodivergent, and he is very bookish and just likes to sit with a good book and a cup of tea, taking down notes and just enjoying a solitary life. However, his clan is very much the opposite. They are boisterous, they are loud, they like to practice war games, they like to get into fights. They're very just rambunctious and loud, and he just never quite fit in, and he's kind of made to feel like that. He is constantly forced into these situations that are just not for him. He is forced to participate in these mock battles, and he's just like, this isn't what I want to do, this isn't what I like, but I have to do it because what else is there for me to do, and everyone else is pressuring me. So he is just trying to basically find those moments where he can be himself in his own little hut and just live his life. That is until one day he is asked to do a mock battle, and he's just like, I'm not in the mood to be made an embarrassment of. And he goes on a journey to restock his honey for his tea. He goes to these special beehives, and when he gets there, he meets somebody. I think, if I remember correctly, her name is Bree. And just by meeting her, this sets off a chain of events where he is on a journey of self-discovery. He leaves his family and basically creates a life for himself where he's finally able to explore who he is and meet all these new people, people who accept him for who he is, who start out as friends but become way more than that, become a sort of family. And he goes on all these, well, not all these, but he goes on a few adventures which are to just basically affirm who he is and just make him more confident in who he is, and that he doesn't basically give up in when he sees setbacks of people trying to make him go back to his family, that he stays true to who he is, and just again a journey of exploring and acceptance. And it was just a very cozy read that was a very sweet, heartwarming story, and I did enjoy it. So what are my thoughts on this book? Well, I found this to again and be a very sweet, cozy read. That's what I need sometimes in between the darker or harder stuff I read, is just a nice, gentle book that is very heartwarming, and that's what this book was. The main character, the Minotaur, was just, I wanted to give him a hug and fight off all the bullies in his life and just allow him to be who he is, and just, I wanted to be his champion. He was very sweet and I enjoyed him. I love the side characters as well, the ones that become his friends. They were just a hoot to read and I loved them. And I'm very interested to see what the author does as they continue to write, because I believe there's going to be a spin-off of this book just based on how it ends. This is the author's debut novel, and I did enjoy the plot and the characters, like I said. But I will say there were parts in the writing that were a little rough for me. I noticed that towards the beginning, the transitions from scene to scene weren't quite there. We'd be in one room talking, and then all of a sudden we'd be in a different room doing something completely different, and there just wouldn't be that transition. So that was there for me a little bit. It was a little jarring at times when I'm reading and be like, wait, did I miss something? I need to go back and check where, I just don't know how we got here. And kind of an offshoot of that, there would be instances where, mostly towards the end, where I thought she was setting up a scene for something to happen, and instead of the next chapter being what I thought she was setting up, would just be a couple days later, so we completely skipped over it. An example is, like, they were returning from a mission, and his companion is with them, and they're going to go return this item to the person who asked him to go get it. This is a very important magical person who is a recluse, who doesn't want anyone really knowing where he is. So his companion says to him, is it okay that I come? I'm really excited to meet this person, but is it okay? I have no permission. And Mackay, sorry if I'm getting this wrong, turns to his companion and says, we'll just have to see. So my anticipation of the next chapter would be the meeting without the permission, because this is a very powerful individual, so I expected a kind of something to happen. But instead, the timeline skipped a couple days. So in my mind, I was like, why did we even set that up? we could have just had him, okay, we got out of this with our all intact and what we needed, and now let's head home. They didn't have to set it up where a meeting was to occur, because now I wanted to read about the meeting. And that happened a couple times towards the end where we would just get that timeline jump. So the ending of the book did feel a little rushed to me, and I felt like little bits were missing. But overall, I enjoyed the plot, I enjoyed the characters, and this is the author's debut novel, and that is a great achievement and should always be appreciated and encouraged, because that is amazing. I could never put myself out there. So I am sure as the author writes more, these little things will be fine-tuned and just smoothed out. This book will be available tomorrow, April 24th. If this sounds like a cozy read that you want to read, definitely give it a download. You won't regret it. And I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.